we know that gender-based violence does not only affect primary victims, but also affect secondary victims. For instance, kids in an abusive home. Well, now you know. Thank you very much for joining me again on this very important issue of gender-based violence. My name is Emine Akpanukoh Esq. Let's dive in there. So today, I'll be concentrating on how boys and men can contribute in the fight against gender-based violence. What can you do as a man? What can I do as a man to help as we continue to fight against gender-based violence in the society? That is why we are here today. So firstly, speak up. Open your mouth and speak. Do not say you are not the victim. Do not say you are not affected. Do not say you are not the girl, you are not the woman, so it should not affect you. As a boy, as a man, and you have witnessed gender-based violence, speak up. Open up your mouth and speak. Report to the relevant agencies, please. Report. Do not just speak up, but go as far as finding out the right agencies to receive these reports and actually report the persons that are engaging in gender-based violence. Another thing that you are going to do for me is education. Not only educating yourself, because it's very important that you educate yourself as regards gender-based violence. Some of you engage in gender-based violence and you do not even know that you have engaged in gender-based violence. Some of you do not understand what is called consent. Yes, some of you do not understand what is called consent. Some of you out there are receiving consent from minors, which is invalid consent. Some of you out there are raping your girlfriends in the name of consensual sex. Meanwhile, the consent was actually rescinded. These are issues which you have to educate yourself on, so you do not engage in gender-based violence without knowing that you are actually doing that. So first and foremost, educate yourself. And when you are done educating yourself, educate others. Educate your friends. Educate people in your society. Not only the men, not only the boys. Go as far as educating the women too, so that they can know their rights. So point number 2, education. Educate yourself, educate others around you on gender-based violence. Hold your friends accountable, hold your peers accountable, hold people around you accountable. You cannot be friends with a rapist. You cannot be friends with a troll, an online troll who glorifies himself in abusing women online. That is what he does for a living in the name of content creation. And he's your friend. So hold your friends accountable. Speak to them. Hold yourselves accountable. Speak to each other. What did you do here? What did you do there? Hold each other accountable so that together we can continue to wage war against gender-based violence. Please and please, do not gaslight the victims. Do not gaslight the victims. Do not find unnecessary excuses for the perpetrators of gender-based violence. Do not use your platform to support abusers. Do not use whatever platform you have to gaslight victims of gender-based violence. I'm talking to you, church leader. A case has been brought to you, and you are quoting scriptures upon scriptures to support humility and submission in the face of a husband who is abusing his wife. Come on now. Come on now. You are encouraging that man to continue to beat the wife. You are indirectly encouraging gender-based violence. Help me. Help Nigeria. Help us. Help the world in this fight against gender-based violence. Do not indirectly support gender-based violence. Matter of fact, there are a lot of things boys and men can do in this fight against gender-based violence. But most important of them all is do not engage in gender-based violence. Provocation is not an excuse. Provocation is not what? An excuse. No matter the situation, find a way to subtract yourself from any situation that will expose you to the possibility of gender-based violence. Provocation is not an excuse. Thank you very much for listening to me today on how men and boys can contribute in the fight against gender-based violence. My name is Emine Akpanukoh Esq. Together, we can succeed in this fight against gender-based violence. Bye-bye.